Oh, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. And I'm in a place. It's the Florida Panhandle, but I'm in a place where right now there's no, what do you call it? Things, no issues I need to worry about in the way of anything. I mean, I'm just doing good, but that gives me time to think, sit back and think. I'm not stressed out. There's nothing really pending, and it's just, you know, one thing that I figured out is I don't, I don't think the politicians understand leadership because I have noticed there's been a lot of lack of leadership. Um, the thing is, these politicians, if you've noticed, uh, none of the politicians take responsibility. I think that's a knack of being a politician, is you don't take responsibility. You take credit. When it's good, you take credit. And if it's not good, it's not your responsibility. And it's and in leadership, it doesn't work anything like that. Leadership is uh, there's stuff that needs to be done, and you stand and you take leadership. You give instructions. You get things going. And I think it's pretty obvious now our government has got really big, so big that no one does leadership. No one stands there when the wind is blowing and all these bad things are happening and says, I will lead. I will take the responsibility. You don't have people to do that. You notice everybody has got an excuse. They're not an excuse for not. They're not responsible. It's not their responsibility. It's somebody else. It's always somebody else, and that's what I'm saying. It's really been noticeable. Um, this not only this virus, of course, you see this virus. Nobody wants to take responsibility, and everybody wants to blame something else, and nothing is based on facts. They're not going now. We've had a year of this behind us. They ought to know something, and they don't. They don't know anything. They keep changing everything, not based on knowledge, based on politics. In other words, not taking responsibility. New York is a good example. Well, they didn't want to report all the deaths because it would the Trump would blame them. Okay, well, who should they blame? I mean, I don't know. They went all that effort to avoid taking responsibility. I mean, that was an obvious. I mean, that's in your face obvious. I mean, people have died, and they just, no, it's not. It's not like that, And so they obviously just lie and mislead you. And even when they're caught, they still don't. They're still trying to lie and tell other people to lie. It's really humorous if people weren't dying and our country wasn't falling apart. What I've noticed is people seek leadership. They will follow leadership. And now we're in a position where we don't have any leadership at any level, even county level. Your county councils and representatives and stuff, they're not. They more regulations, more control. Everybody on this, and then hey, it's not my fault. Okay, all these bad things that happen, they're looking to blame someone else because they don't want to take the blame. Something that's been really, really good in the way of an example is this cold snap in Texas. You know, everybody is pointing fingers, but no one says, okay, I will take the lead, and then says, okay, you do that, get this going, you do that and get that going. And, you know, nobody has been doing that. What they're doing is, you know, trying to avoid the finger pointing. You know, they don't want to get involved in it. And it's not a good thing. And I've been having more and more people have been getting a hold of me, just thinking about what can they do in the way of taking leadership for themselves. And the ones that are living in the city, you know, I tell them, you got to get out of the city. You're completely surrounded by people that want to tell you how much water you have, how much electric you have, your trash. They tell you everything. I mean, it's just like a slave, you know. I mean, they how do they call that when you working for the company store? I mean, that's what the city is, the company store. All the money that these city people make, they put it into paying for all the service that they need. And they come out with nothing, you know. So, I mean, all they're doing is producing more workers. I mean, they're not able to better themselves when they stay in the city. And this is something that this trend is really gone big time. New York, California, people are just fleeing those places. And like I say, this is where I got the idea that I need to create a place where like-minded people, like-minded, in other words, they want to take personal responsibility over their lives. And I'm trying to figure out how to make that work because I've got the same thing. I want to take responsibility over my life. And like I say, I've been on the road. Now I want to stop on the road because it's getting way too hard to be on the road. It's almost, in the way of expenses, as bad as being in the city. I'm spending so much being on the road that it's hard to get ahead. And so, and because like I say, the virus, you know, oh no, you can't touch me, you know, I'm contaminated. Yeah, you know what I mean? All this kind of stuff is going on. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, let's get a place where people take personal responsibility and they can move on and better their lives instead of being bottlenecked into stay in this area and we will give you what we think you deserve. But anyway, I've been thinking, just wanted to share my thoughts. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.